The 1997 The Ugly Duckling is quite cute. This is an animated feature film. This is directed by David Elvin, Martha Gates, and Libby Simon, and it's written by Sue Radley and Martin Gates. And we have a voice cast including Peter Bayliss, Michael Bell, John David Bush, Christian Campbell, and various others. Many others actually. It's quite an extensive voice cast. We also have the brilliant Imelda Staunton as Scruffy. We have the wonderful Zizi Strallen as Little Rabbit. Zizi Strallen, I saw her as Mary Poppins, which was just one of the best nights of my life, just as an aside there. We also have Hugh Laurie and various others. So needless to say, solid voice cast, very large voice cast. Usually with animated feature films, or animated films in general, it's quite a small voice cast. Actors voicing numerous characters, whereas that's not really the case here from what I'm seeing. So that to me is a sign that it had a pretty big budget if you can pay quite a lot of actors. I don't know what the budget was, but certainly there is a lot of quality there. And of course the story is based on Hans Christian Andersen's story of The Ugly Duckling. I won't go into too much detail, but if you're unaware, The Ugly Duckling is a duckling who is born looking not very pleasant. Looks scruffier than some of the other ducks. And he has to grow up to realize that actually one day he will grow into himself and realize his own beauty. And it's a lovely story. I'm not doing a great job of explaining it, but the Ugly Duckling and his friend Scruffy go on this adventure to help them both learn that uniqueness is important. And we have other messages, of course. What's on the inside is more important than what's on the outside, and that everybody's special in their own way. And we have some solid messages, some common messages we get with the story of The Ugly Duckling. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. It's a very well developed, well fleshed out narrative. I think the story is very, very well handled. The characters are really likable. We have some lovely music. Some of the characters break into musical numbers, which I hadn't expected, and I thought that was an absolute joy. And some of the attitudes of the adult ducks are absolutely horrendous. They're saying really horrible things about the Ugly Duckling, which is not unique to this film. There are other Ugly Duckling films that do that as well. But it does kind of make me think and really highlight the message that, and this is not brand new information, that it's often adults who are judgmental of other people, and indeed of children, like the Ugly Duckling, this young duckling. Whereas children are often not that judgmental. They may be curious, they may question why somebody looks different, but often they're not judging them. They're not criticizing them. They're not bullying them. That usually comes from adults. And I think it does a really great job of highlighting that. The only thing I hated in this film is one of the mice said drowned instead of drowned. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Children learn. I learned a lot from films and television. I grew up watching a lot. I played outside. I played with my toys. But somehow I also managed to find time to watch a lot of films and television. So I think a lot of my early years education came from TV shows and films. And I really don't like when there are inaccuracies, because children might pick up on that and think that the past tense of to drown is drowned. And I hate it. It's such a tiny, tiny little thing as well, and there was just no need for it. So I guess if that's my biggest issue with the film, that's not really that big of a deal, all things considered. We do have a great story, of course, lots of interesting characters, and actually the Ugly Duckling is very cute. I think that was really important as well, because he might think he's ugly because he doesn't look like the others. But my perspective is that he's absolutely adorable. Very, very cute. So I think it's a delightful film. If you're a fan of the story of The Ugly Duckling, then definitely check this out. I think you'll find it to be a rather pleasant experience. It's a very sweet film. The animation quality as well, absolutely stunning. Solid voice acting, brilliant voice cast, lovely music, great messages. I can't complain. The Ugly Duckling is a delightful film, and needless to say, I'm very happy to recommend it.